Everyone knows that Hollow Knight is one of the hardest platforming games out there in the world. So, I've decided to rank every single floating platform there is in Hollow Knight. This was not a fun thing to do, but I do feel like this is something I wanted to do. And trust me, the number is going to surprise you. So, obviously we need to lay out some groundworks. Something that we do need to establish is that I'm going to be ranking every floating platform. That does not mean every platform or walkable surface. And so we're going to have to do a little bit of, definitions. Something that counts as a floating platform. Obviously, it has to be its own independent thing. So right as you open up the game, you are going to be greeted to, kind of a bland scene. And just to make, movement purposes easier, I went ahead and equipped some, fast-moving charms. But in the first parts of the game, you'll notice there's a couple of platforms immediately to your right. All of these are going to be considered as platforms. They are independent, they're not connected to anything else, and they're, floating. Theoretically, one of the small limitations is that I could, go make a full circle around it. Not every floating platform is going to have that effect. However, most of them will. Something like this little bit right here, that part that I'm standing on, we're not going to count this as an individual platform because of that word individual. You see, while what makes it different from this thing and this part is it's connected to a giant piece of, floor or surface. However, there's multiple different platforms that you could jump upon, making them not necessarily an individualized platform, but rather a ledge. These right here will also count as platforms because they are independent of each other and they are, floating. These are ledges. Now then, the first thing that you're probably going to think of is, well, wouldn't that mean a lot of things count as floating platforms then? Yes, there's a lot more than you think. Like, trust me, there's a lot. But I'm going to be ranking them regardless. So to start things, I suppose, going back here. So to start things off, I'm going to be doing these by area. So obviously the first area you see is King's Pass, which is this, beginning area. And then Dirtmouth, Crossroads, and those are going to be today. Next week we'll be looking at the next area, or at least the next area where I managed to count them. So, let us begin with our ranking system. Okay, so to kind of start our rankings, we're going to be using this image. Now this image is taken from a website. I'll link it in the description below. But basically this is an entire visual map of, Hollowness, the entirety of it. The unfortunate part is that it's very, very large. And so to kind of move things around, I would actually have to move things as they are on screen, zoom in where I can, and that's what we're going to do. So just to kind of start off, this is where oops, too far. This is our starting point, and there are, in King's Pass alone, 18 total platforms. So let's go ahead and start ranking these one by one. So obviously, as you guys remember, there are these 6 platforms just to kind of start us off. Now then, our ranking system is going to go from 0 to 10, as usual. And so I'm going to be ranking each and every one of these. So, let's begin with the absolute first platform you see in the game, which would be this platform right here. Now then, this platform, that's a very large size. I also want to make it very obvious so you guys know which one I'm talking about, so I'm going to be using this very highlighted color pink. But yes, our scale ranking is going to be from 0 to 10. 0 is an absolute garbage. It is the worst platform in the game. 10 is going to be one of the best. It is going to be a cool looking one. It is going to be a very important one. And so that's how we're going to rank things. However, you have to keep in mind, not only am I a speedrunner, I am also a challenge runner, which also means I might have a slightly different ranking system that you might have. You might see these platforms and think, oh, they're such good platforms, they teach you how to play the game. I can see these platformers as a speedrunner and think, my goodness, they're awful. And so we're going to be discussing that one with each and every one of them as well. Our first platform, this platform right here, I'm going to give this a powerful 8 out of 10. The reason is because as a new player, you might see this and think, oh, that's a platform, I can quickly jump onto it. That is a very, very easy and very simple way to introduce yourself to this game, knowing that it's going to be a platformer. Likewise for this one right here, this next one, I'm going to rate this one as a 7.5. Now then, the reason why I do that is because, as a speedrunner also, this is a nice ledge, or not a nice ledge, but this is a nice platform, but in speedrunning, going from here to here onto this platform can be kind of annoying. Likewise for this platform right here, for most people they might see this as, oh, this is annoying because the ceiling's right there. And so that might not be great for most people. However, for a speedrunner like me, this platform right here is both annoying, but also very, very required. I need to jump onto this platform to get to here as quickly as possible. As such, I'm leaving this platform with a simple 7. Likewise for these two platforms, I would not be able to get to this ledge without these two platforms. So, kind of teaching new players how to play the game, we're going to keep this one at a calm 7 and a 7 likewise. This ledge, I actually really don't like. And there's reasons for this. This ledge serves no purpose. It is terrible. Not only can you not make it up here properly without, Mantis Claw or double jump, you can't even crystal dash from here all the way to here without hitting this platform. This platform serves no purpose other than to get in your way. It leads to nowhere, it obstructs your path. Why is it there? To avoid the crawlid? You can just jump over the crawlid. So there's really no point in this platform right here, which is why I'm going to give this platform a 1. Very little purpose other than I get to jump on it from here to avoid the crawlid. This platform, however, just like that other platform in the bottom right, doesn't really serve any purpose. If you jump onto this platform to go to this platform to go here, now what? You're on the platform. Good for you. You have to go back anyways. This platform serves no purpose whatsoever. This platform is quite literally going to get a 1. Now you may be thinking I'm a little bit harsh with my critiques, but how many people even go onto this platform intentionally? Which is why I'm giving it a 1. These two platforms, I believe, are going to get the same ranking, specifically because they are both necessary to proceed, and, just overall, they're nice platforms. I'm going to give them a good 6.5 for both of them. Obviously, without these platforms, you cannot progress into the game and get out of the tutorial area through King's Pass. You might be thinking, well, Facade, wouldn't this right here, wouldn't this be considered a platform? I'm going to say no, because it's attached to other platforms. If you were to open debug mod, you could see that there is a certain outline right here that would go here and connect to another ledged platform, therefore making it not independent or floating. So whenever we're going to see these little walkable surfaces surrounded by acid, spikes, drills, anything else, those are not going to be considered platforms unless there is nothing else to stand on in the entire room. There is going to be an exception to that later on. Alright, so you might be thinking, well, that's King's Pass, right? That's all of King's Pass, we can move on to the next area. Unfortunately, I have bad news for you. And really, it was sad news for me as well. There is one more platform in this area. And that is all the way to the left. If you zoom in, if you were to go left of the starting area, as long as you have Mantis Claw, you can go up here to find one more hidden floating platform right here. It is hidden from the area, and this is how you can access into the Howling Cliffs from the. Therefore, I'm going to give this a platform a 6.5. Not terrible, not bad, but not anything outstandish either. This is only the tutorial. The main area, Dirtmouth, thankfully, has no platforms. So I can go ahead and except there is. You see, there is one more platform, and it's in Grey Prince's Zote. I like this platform. I'm going to give it a 9. It's a fight. It's a boss fight, specifically. But it's a nice, pretty platform. It's not that big, sure, but it's a very cool addition to all the platforms that we've seen. Not only up till this point, but in the entire game overall. This is just a nice platform. So, this is only part of the Crossroads. Trust me when I say this. There's more of it. The reason why it's kind of like this is because the image is so big for the entirety of the Crossroads that I had to shrink it down, and I can only see portions of it at a time. So we're going to now go ahead and observe and rank every single floating platform in the Crossroads. Oh boy, let's just start off with the first one. This platform up here. Even though it's shaped like not a platform, this is still an independent, floating, one walkable surface platform. It's not attached to the floor, it's not attached to the walls. So this counts as its own individual platform, which is why I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. This platform is very good. It serves a lot of lore, it has very good design. It's quite big compared to most other floating platforms, but it's still good. I wouldn't call it a 10 out of 10 because nothing about it is, or not enough about it is perfect, but it's still a good platform. In the next area, there are actually quite a few platforms. However, there's a small hidden twist about these platforms. I'll save it to the end, but you'll see why. This platform, however, unlike the other two, this platform sucks. It's terrible. Let me show you what I mean by this. There's this platform, you know, that teaches you to look down, but then there's this platform. You stand here, it's not bad. But if you stand right here, you just kind of shuffle your feet, really. It's really strange. I don't know why they decided to put this in the game, because even when you're here, there's not much to do here other than go back here, and then jump to the next platform safely. I'm going to give it a 3. It's really just kind of lame. It's not much going on with it. You'll notice there is another platform inside there. What's it doing there? You can't reach it. So, what's that? And then what's that below us? Another platform. And with no clip, I can go outside of bounds. I can fly a little bit, and I go past the wall, and I can land on these platforms. But you can notice, I'm still there. I'm still here on this platform, and I can even wall jump off of it. I can even wall jump off of this one as well. My assumption is that little area above me is where I was supposed to come from, but they decided to remove it from the game. So these two hidden platforms right here that serve literally zero purpose, less than zero purpose really, are going to become zeros. You can't get them without cheating, and even for any expert player, they don't serve a purpose other than just being there. And you might be thinking, well, this doesn't look like a platform. It is. Right here. This is where the platform is outlined. This is a big, chungus platform. This might be the biggest platform we've seen so far. However, it's not that great. All it really does is force you to go out this way and then back up around, while also collecting some geos. But there's really nothing important about this one as a whole. But because of its hidden location, That's a cool platform. It's also quite big. This is a cool platform. I'm going to give this an 8. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. And where does that take us to? Well, would you believe me? I told you if it had more platforms inside it? It's got a lot. You might have not noticed it. There is one more platform in this room. An individual, isolated floating platform. Right here. Kind of looks like a flashlight. This platform, this behemoth wall of a platform, there's only one walkable surface, right up here. But for the sheer mass of this, I'm gonna give this a 7. It's a cool platform, but that's really about it. Out of respect for Mila, both of these platforms will receive a 7. Because we salute our fallen brethren. Alright, and oops. Alright, I believe in terms of overworld, that concludes all of the Crossroads. Overworld. There are still 2 areas, actually 3 areas, that I need to rank. However, they are very, very difficult to reach. So, I'm simply going to go in-game to show you exactly what they are. And I'm going to give an individual ranking for each one of them. Behold, the Ancestral Mound. I'm going to take off a Sprint Master, just so we can have a little bit of time. So firstly and foremost, these 3 things up here, these are not going to be counted as floating platforms, not only because they're in, they're attached to the walls, but because I can break them. Now, unfortunately, I cannot call this one as an independent platform, because if you follow it, it is connected to another platform, which is the floor. However, this platform is very similar to the other, boulder, because there's another boulder right here. And so this one also gets a 6. There's a lot of 6s in this one. And that concludes all of the Ancestral Mound platforms. However, there are still 2 more places that I need to show you. That's right. The other hidden location is going to be Dream World. Now then, I could, do it so that it's hard. I don't want to rank this one, so I'm actually going to keep this one out of the rankings itself, because it's technically not part of, the world. And it's also technically optional. But there are a lot of platforms in here, so I'm just going to briefly showcase all of them. They do pop up as you get close to them. But again, not all of them are really there. So one could argue that these aren't really, real platforms. However, all the ones in Godhome, we will be ranking because they are, there for a reason. Also because this would be literal nightmare on my brain. So, no thank you. I will not be doing all of the Dream World platforms. So let's go ahead and leave this place. Basically, the only other place I have to show you is the Radiance. So, instead... That's good. I think this is good. Okay, back to Krita. The crappiest monolith you'll ever see. But, essentially, what's happening is, inside the Radiance fight, in this terribly poorly stitched together screenshots, there are some platforms. And then there's the final platform all the way at the top. So, starting at the bottom, I am going to count this as a platform, I think. Unless this little bit right here is its own individual platform. If not, oops. But whatever, I'm going to count this as 1 until I know for a fact that it's not. Although I would be kind of surprised if it wasn't. So someone can go check that. I don't know who, but someone can go check that. This one, obviously, this is kind of like the floor. Regardless, I'm going to give it a 6.5. Kind of standard. Now, I think that's pretty cool. It's like you going up to them and challenging them. I think that's really cool. I'm going to give all three of these platforms a good 9.5. Actually, I'm going to give these two 8.5. And I'm going to give this one a 9. Because it's so cool. Because it says challenge. And you grab your nail and you stick it out and you go, I challenge thee, Radiance. It's so cool. Objectively, in my experience, I find that this bottom platform is the best one. Not only because can you have far maneuverability to get here, go there. If you really needed to, you can get up here. It's just good. It also blocks out a lot of different attacks. This one, in my opinion, solid 8.5. And in that climb, there are a total of 14 platforms. In all of those platforms, I'm going to give them a rank of 6 times 14. All of them are okay. Actually, screw that. I'm going to give them all a 7. Mainly because, you know, it's meant to be a challenge. The Radiance is shooting a beam of light at you, and so all of them are provided there to not only, you know, get to the top, but provide a small amount of challenge. However, this platform right here, I think this is a very, very cool platform. This platform specifically, this is the last platform that you will see before the credits for, you know, the good ending. And for that reason, I give this platform a 9.5. It is such a cool platform. You strike down, technically, God of this universe, and you are successful. And so that is my ranking for all of the platforms inside the Radiance fight. And with that being said, that is all of the platforms in this area. So, to recap, King's Pass, all of the Crossroads, the one area inside Dirtmouth, which is Great Prince Zolt's platform, Ancestral Mound, which is currently lower somewhere there, and all of the Radiance. Looking forward to the platform ranking 2, specifically for that bottom platform. Yeah, there's a lot. So this is all of only the first area of the game. Ugh. And just so you are aware, right? I'm keeping a small spreadsheet that counts all of the, all of the platforms. Just to explain, so far, today alone, in the first areas of the game, these 4 tabs, but only one area, which is King's Pass, Dirtmouth, and the Crossroads. Just this section alone. It's 191 floating platforms. 191. Oh my goodness. If you disagree, let me know how you disagree. If you agree, good on ya. If I missed any, please let me know so that I can go back and fix that. But in the meantime, I have been Facade. I hope you have a good rest of your day or your night, depending on when you're watching this. If you have a preferred area that you want me to go to next, I will say, as of right now, not all of them are next, so I'll try to, do that. But as of right now, Speedrun Sundays is going to be replaced with Platform Ranking Sunday. So, I'll see you next week, and I hope to see you there. Like and subscribe. Goodbye!